Hi YouTube, it's Catherine Michele. I wanted to bring you up to date on what is happening with the Apple Valley Police Department, or actually what isn't happening with the Apple Valley Police Department. Detective Sergeant Gummert called me back, I believe it was on Thursday, and I recorded the conversation. And just so you guys know, it is legal to record conversations in Colorado as long as one of the people involved in the conversation is aware of the recording. That was me. And it's also legal to record an officer without their knowledge. So there are no laws being broken. I didn't do anything illegal or underhanded or anything like that. And in fact, toward the end, you'll hear Detective Sergeant Gummert state that I can quote him any way I want, but I don't want to do that. So I would rather play for you what was stated. So I'm going to play this and then interject commentary along the way. And so here we go. And this is going to pick up. I had already answered the call and we were already speaking before I got the computer going and had the recording started. So here we go.
But is there any particular reason why the case will not be opened?
Yeah, I know we talked a little bit, a few weeks ago, and for us, really kind of where we are at is what we do in this investigation or any significant investigation, regardless of the matter, is, we have people who are very sharp and very good at what they do, look at the case and just kind of come up with their own independent, kind of like you look at it, see what you think, you look at it, and have people then come together and say, all right, what do y'all think? Is this independent upon anybody else? And, at the end of the day, everybody that was involved in the case, felt that we had done everything we could do and that the case should be closed. So, that hasn't changed. So I guess that's about the best way I can put it. So it's just what the experts looking at.
Okay, I'm going to stop it there.
And they all agree that the investigation had reached its completion. Well, I guess I'll answer your question the best way I can here, and that is, look at this analogy. You gave me a little bit of your background. You have medical background, and clearly many cases that you worked on that were significant where you live. And for us, the way we look at these investigations is, like I say, I could look at your investigation. I could say, well, Catherine Michele, gosh, from afar, this is what I believe, was this, et cetera, and I think you should look into it. And, I'm sure you'd say, well, I, along with my other professionals, feel that, no, we were here at the scene, and we delved over the information firsthand, and we're confident with where we're at, and that's really, in a roundabout way, that's the answer I'm going to give you is myself and the other persons that were here, on the scene, analyzing the data from the first call to the end, are the ones that just believe that we are where we need to be, and, certainly you and others are always welcome to, your opinion and your research. That's great, that's what makes America great, but at the same time, it's just, we're confident that we have exhausted all avenues, and that's why we're going to keep it close.
And again, I'm questioning because
it's
if it were true,
and hold on 1 second, please.
Okay.
Just 1 second.
Okay, and here he gets a call and he has to take care of some other business. And then he'll come back. And at the time, I wasn't sure what he was doing. So, again, he deflects a lot. But here we go.
I'm sorry, are you talking to me or somebody else?
Yeah, Casey, I'll have Casey. I'm on the phone, but what's up?
I'm sorry, are you talking to me or somebody else?
Yeah, Casey, I'll have Casey come down. Hey, Casey, you have to go deal with this in the lobby for the fusion. But they didn't know who to see, so. Thank you. Sorry about that. I just had another issue to take care of.
Oh, that's okay.
So, like I said, Catherine Michele, I mean, the hard part about cases like these is that, it's just, there's a lot of information that's out there, especially with the beauty of the internet. And, for us, like I said, you're a professional, and you've dealt with, I'll use this analogy because I think it's a valid analogy, is that in your professional career, over the course of many cases that you worked on and things that you dealt with firsthand, at the end of the day, you have to be confident with your decision making. And as you know, as a professional, there's always going to go, oh, okay, Michelle, you should have done this way, you should have done this way, and that's just the nature of the job that we're all in. And for us, we understand that there's going to be people that don't agree, that think that we're clearly missing significant, facts in their eyes, and that's great. That's fine. I mean, everyone's entitled to what they believe, but I can't be more clear. For us, we believe that we are comfortable with where the case is at, and it's going to remain close.
Well, and again, since you're correct in the professional aspect of things, however, in my decision making in the cases I have had to deal with, if I was wrong, then I had to be professional enough to say, okay, let me go back and revisit this. What do you guys have to show me?
Yep.
And
Yep.
and here's the thing, though, too. The main thing is that the investigators did not see, nor did the medical examiner see the multiple blunt force trauma. And if they didn't see that, or did they see that? Did they see the blunt force trauma on David's skull? This is everything in your reports I've read, and I don't want to sound like I'm accusing, because sometimes when I get excited, it sounds like I'm yelling, and I'm not. But
no, you're totally cool. It's fine.
So do your investigators see the multiple blunt force trauma on that skull piece?
Well, the best way I can answer that question in terms of damage done to, the parties is myself, along with several other investigators, were at the actual autopsies where the bodies were examined by the medical examiner. And so we were right there as they were being examined. So, us, as we work hand in hand with the doctor, anything that's going to be observed is not only be observed by them, but by our detective as well. So
Okay.
in terms of how the autopsies went, I was there. I observed the actual autopsy. So for me, I'm comfortable with the medical examiner's, job and how they went with what they did. So.
Okay, but she stated that. But she states that there was no other damage done to the bodies. But you see, I showed you that photo. So, and did you see? It's kind of like you're not quite answering my question. So I kind of want to get it. Did you see, or do you agree that there is blunt force trauma to that skull piece?
Yes, after reviewing all the data you provided, for me, I agree with our conclusion, and I don't agree with what you're asserting. I guess if that's hopefully a better way to answer your question.
Okay, so basically, if I'm understanding you correctly, then, is that you are not saying that you see the multiple blunt force trauma?
I'm answering that what I see is that we completed a thorough investigation and that I have not seen anything to date, including the information you provided me, that gives me any cause for concern that we missed something and that it needs to be reopened. So there's nothing that I've seen from anybody, including your data, that changes where I'm at, and that's
Okay, well, I mean, and I hope you understand that causes me great concern, because it's not my opinion. This is evidence your office provided us. It's photos that were provided to us, and this is evidentiary photographic proof. There is blunt force trauma and a cutting away of that skull from David. He could not do that to himself if he is dead. And if it doesn't cause you guys to question and want to reopen the case, then does that lead me down the path of either this truly, because you and I discussed this before about people saying it's a government hit, and I've been fighting against that forever. But it's not leaving any other option to say, hey, either your department is covering this up, or it truly was a hit, and nobody's going to tell the truth,
Or they're totally
because
inept.
they've been told not to tell the truth. There's no other option. I mean, your proof, your physical evidence, the lack of what is included in those reports, well, and even lack of and roundabout ways of what Dr. Lelinski, she stated in her reports, where she says there's no recovery of any bullets for David. But the problem is that she says she saw no other evidence of injury to the bodies, when these photographs prove her statement is a lie. So,
well, I think if, I always prefer these conversations face to face. I'm kind of an old school person now. I always hate talking over the phone. But, for me, I mean, I'm just going to flat out tell you, if I were looking at you face to face, I can't reiterate it more than I already have in terms of my confidence of all the people that worked on this case, from anybody that was involved in this case. I'm very confident in the work that they've done, and I'm confident that, the conclusion we reached is one that, doesn't bear changing, and it doesn't bear reopening an investigation for.
okay, so then just so I can tell everybody then is that even though the proof is there and the photo is there, that shows without, I mean, I'm sorry, it's not my opinion. It is not anybody's opinion. It's there that there is blunt force trauma. You can see impressions in that skull. And that's not a makeup. It's not a lie. It's not making something up. It's not, going, oh, oops, that's dog slobber. It's like, no, there's an impression of a ratchet market, at least, and for a six-sided socket, be it a crowbar or something else, that is evident within that skull. And so with that being there, what you were saying, just so I understand, and I don't want to misquote you, is that you guys, the Apple Valley Police Department is stating that they're not going to acknowledge or deny that they see that evidence, and you're just satisfied with what you've done. Is that correct?
Well, I think, Catherine Michele, ultimately you're free to quote me however you want.
Well, no. I want to
That's your
quote.
choice.
No. I want to quote what you say. I don't want to put words in your mouth. I don't think that's how it should be done.
Well, if you don't want to put my words in my mouth, then here's what you can quote me on. The investigation is closed. We will not reopen the investigation. And that's, I guess, the best quote I can give you is the case is closed. And there's nothing that you or anyone else have introduced to us over the course of the past years that changes that quote. It's closed.
Okay, so including that, and I know I'm trying to pin you down, because to me this is the vital information. This is the piece of evidence that proves David himself was murdered, and these murderers are walking free. These murderers who have threatened me and somebody else and some of my other friends, which I don't take kindly. So if I'm going to be upset about this, you better believe it, because if they come after me, then you guys are now going to be liable. But they, and I don't, and I'm telling you, this is not a joke. I don't take this as 1 ounce of being funny.
Not one bit.
But that goes down to that piece of evidence, and that 2 people that and I've sent you their photos, I've sent you the proof of their animals, I've sent you the evidence of that skull damage. I've even given you the tools that are consistent with those impressions. So basically, and that was David's skull, he was beat in the head, he was obviously murdered. So despite that, the case will still remain closed. Is that correct?
Yes, the case will stay closed. Correct.
Okay, well, I'm going to still continue and I'm sorry, and please don't take it personally. And one of these days I really do. My goal is to actually come up and speak with you guys, like you said, face to face. I would much rather do it face to face. I think, you get a better understanding of the person you're talking to when you see body language and everything like that. And so I will not stop on this. I am going to send this I've sent it to everybody I can think of, and now I'm sending it to the congressman, and I'm going to be then giving it to the news stations. And I've sent it to the Dakota County Attorney, which I'm sure you're already aware of. I've sent it to the Minnesota State Attorney, and I'm going to send it to the mayor and to the news stations and to the people who have written the articles online. I've contacted almost everybody, just because the man was murdered. If he was guilty, trust me, I wouldn't care. I would be all on you guys' side saying, you know what, they're right, but he was murdered, and it's proven. But truly, thank you for getting back to me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, again, I apologize for the delay, and again, thank you for your time. It's been nice to talk to you. I wish you the best. You certainly have my contact information. If down the road you need to contact me for any reason, please feel free.
I absolutely will. Thank you so much, and you have a great day.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.
You too. Take care.